Welcome to Blue Book video number 8 on the Introduction to Statutes and Federal Statutes. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the citation of statutes. Next, I'm going to give you the basic components that you need to make those citations. And finally, I'm going to show you how to cite to multiple sections of federal statutes. This is best illustrated by exposing you to multiple examples. To make a statute citation, first we need the title number, the abbreviation of the statute authority, section symbol and number, then in parentheses, if applicable, the name of the publisher, the abbreviation for supplement, or the electronic database. This information depends on whether you are relying on a print or electronic version of the statute. And finally, we need the date of the code edition. It is important to note the order of the above depends on the statute. Federal statutes follow the order listed above, while some state statutes vary in order of appearance. However, all statutes include the above information in some form. When citing to statutes, nothing is underlined or italicized. To find the abbreviation for the statutes, look to Table 1 under the heading Statutory Compilations. Also note, and I will clarify this in the following slides using an example, only use Westlaw or Lexis if you are pulling the statute from those sources. If you are pulling from a different source, such as a print version, R12 and R12.2.1 tells us to cite the date of the most current code edition. Typically, first-year law students choose to cite an online edition. Before we dive into federal statutes, I want to provide a precursor on unannotated versus annotated statutes. Annotated statutes are an unofficial version of the statute, published by a variety of different publishers. They contain supplemental information to the statute, including cases that may have applied or interpreted the statute, foreign book information, and other information. Generally, citing to annotated codes is permitted. Unannotated statutes and codes are either official or unofficial. If you are citing to an unannotated code, it is a very good idea to try to cite to the official version, or at least cite to a trusted source of that version, such as Westlaw, LexisNexis, or Bloomberg Law. Let's learn how to cite federal statutes. This is a screenshot of the United States Code annotated on Westlaw Next. This statute is for the commencement of the term of office of the President. Let's see how this is cited by using the tab for Table 1 in our Blue Book. Turn to the Table 1 section on Statutory Compilations and look for the abbreviations. Our statute was the United States Code annotated. Look at how it is cited. We have the title number, followed by the abbreviation for the U.S. Code annotated, followed by the section symbol and specific section cited, as well as West 2014. This is what the citation should look like if you were to use an annotated print code edition published by West. However, most students will use an online source to find their statutes. Let's look at what the Blue Book requires for a citation to a statute obtained from Westlaw, for example. Everything is the same except for the information in parentheses. So the publisher is still listed as West, however, we found it on an electronic database, and the Blue Book format is to include the name of the electronic database and then the information about how current the statute is, which is available on Westlaw. The last slide being stated, we think the electronic citation rules in the Blue Book are a little bit too unwieldy. Therefore, Although it is not Blue Book format, students in FLS can use this simplified version. The information in the parentheses should be the name of the electronic database where you got the statute, so Westlaw or Lexis. And then you should include the year you accessed the statute from the database. So in this case, we simply go with Westlaw 2014. Please make sure to note this in your Blue Book for future reference. Now let's learn how to cite to multiple sections within the United States Code. The only additional information you need to know is that you need to include information showing that you are citing to multiple sections. This is indicated by two section symbols. Next, the section numbers are separated by a hyphen. For example, look at the following. Note if you are citing multiple subsections within a section, only one section symbol is needed. Citing subsections will be explained shortly. Take a look at this example. Say I'm writing a legal document about customs and I am limiting the topic to the entry of goods. From the screenshot, you can see that there are three statutes that deal with the entry of goods, sections 541, 542, and 543. Now to cite to those, check Rule 12.1 of your Blue Book for the United States Code annotated. So to cite Chapter 27 on customs specifically limited to the entry of goods, we look at the top first. See how it says Home, Statutes, and Court Rules, United States Code annotated? It tells us the title number right there, Title 18. Check 12.1 in your Blue Book for the proper abbreviation of the United States Code annotated and cite to the multiple sections. This is what the proper citation looks like. Note, we are citing the United States Code annotated, which is published by West. It contains annotations to judicial decisions and treatises as a supplement to the code. You may also want to cite to the United States Code, which is not annotated. It is cited as U.S.C versus U.S.C.A. Rule 12.1 of the Blue Book further describes how to cite to each. Now let's learn how to cite to non-consecutive sections of a statute. As with consecutive sections, you would use the plural for symbol, which is two section symbols. However, instead of using a hyphen, you would separate the numbers by a comma. For instance, section 289, 301 denotes that you are only talking about sections 289 and 301, not sections 289 through 301. Again, if you are citing to subsections of the same section, only one section symbol is required. Let's do some more practice using the same example as above, only this time we only want to cite to sections 541 and 543. As you can see, since we are only citing to sections 541 and 543, we are not separating the two by a hyphen, because that would mean that we were citing to sections 541, 542, and 543. Instead, we separate it by a comma. Next, let's learn how to cite to subsections. Please review the below screenshot from Westlaw next. We want to cite to both subsections A and B. Rule 3.3 sub A tells us how. This is what the citation would look like. Note there is no space in between the section number and the subsection number, and that multiple consecutive sections are separated by a hyphen. Also remember, since we are not citing to multiple sections, just subsections, we do not need the double section symbol. This concludes Blue Book video number 8.